It took a while, but all of the parts are here. And there's my 100-foot hose that I think was $54, I think, for this Flexzilla 3/8 good stuff here. Feels good. Golly, when I opened it, it was in a plastic bag. I had to leave it on the back porch all day to get the smell out of it. We all know that smell, don't we? Okay, and then this is a little hose I'm going to hook up, I believe, to the air compressor and run this through the floor. And then that was $25 because it's got this flexible end, which I really don't need, but it just came that way, and I didn't want to cut these up. It wasn't worth cutting the ends off, although I am going to have to do that. Just kind of hold it down to a minimum. So that was 55-ish, 25-ish, 5-ish. And this is the 50-foot one that will go toward the lift, toward the front of the barn. 35-ish, I think. Everything's 3/8. I thought about doing hard plumbing. I just don't think I need to do that. My goal here is to replace the whole thing. I'm going to take the whole air system out that's been there for a while. Oh, gotta be right back. Okay, I'm back. 35-ish for this. It comes with the ends, the really nice ends. And although that doesn't look like it's going to do much, that looks kind of chintzy a little bit. But at least it's there. And I got this so I can come out of the air compressor up in the attic, the big old messy attic, and go to the front and back. And the air compressor is way up in the attic, of course, and it's way to the back of the barn. I'll take you in there in a minute, and we will talk this whole thing over. And the good thing is, I got some stickers for the Spitfire. Flexzilla. Now, I got to tell you, the reason I love this stuff is I was trying to get a pulley off a car one day, and I didn't have, I couldn't get the brake loose. I'm not going to tell you what it was because it makes me depressed to think about it. I couldn't get the pulley off. It happened to me when I was 13. I think of Mary Ann Taylor. So I worked and finally got that one off, but I didn't have enough space, so I couldn't use my Ingersoll Rand gun, and I was not going to do the crank the car up thing with the bar on it. Just wasn't going to do that. I know I've seen people do it. I've seen Eric the car guy do it. I've seen Ivan do it, and I ain't doing it. So I went to town and I got a Flexzilla little mini half-inch air gun, and it zipped it right off there. So until they get bought out or change their ways or something, Flexzilla is not a sponsor, but still I truly have admired their quality. And I got to tell you, I used everything I had to get that dumb pulley off that car. This was 5 or 6 years ago, and that thing just zipped it right off there. It's a lovely little tool, and all my friends that come up that use it say, "Wow, I want one of them," because it's half the size of your standard Ingersoll Rand tool, and probably 20 or 30% more powerful, in my opinion. I don't know how to measure that, but I do know how, but I'm not going to because I'm not going to buy the equipment. But anyway, I digress like I do. Let's go out and finish the deck. All right. I've got hay fever. I got all my air connectors here, and I've got my new ones over there. And now we're going to go upstairs. Now you see, air compressor's over here, and I've tapped into this green hose, which is relatively new, but I think that's quarter, and I may end up doing something with it. See, I had valves on it to in case there was a leak here. Actually, I cheat and do a little powder coat hanging up there if it's lightweight. So we'll see what we're going to do with this green hose here. And but I really just rather have all of that, you know. Let's go upstairs. Yeah. Upper sanctum. So this is just where all the junk goes. That's all the stuff out of the BMW, believe it or not. And it's just all stuff from Daphne and Spitfire and whatnot. So this is where she is, because this is just where she is. So only thing I brought up here with me, look at, I got her down to 0. tires are probably flat. But that's okay, I don't need to move it anyway. So all I gotta do is get this out of here. Got everything but what I needed, huh? Need a quarter drive something. I might just take that out. But it just goes through the wall and goes down. I think I'm just gonna stick with that theory there. One's as good as two, you know? I'm taking no chances on leaks here. So this is gonna be our starting hose. I've got this stuff, and we're not gonna have any leaks. So let's go put this in. I've already gotten the old line out and down here. And it shows you where it comes out up there. I think I'll be able to deal with this, so let's just get rid of this whole thing. See all that orange line? That's all really old stuff. So let's go up and put this on, and then we'll be done up there in the heat, because it's hot. Okay, so here we are. I've got my monster tape and my glue, and I'm ready to go into here. And hope that works. Most of this quarter MPT stuff's pretty standard issue. So I've got the drain open on the bottom, but there's no pressure, so it ain't blowing nothing out. So I'll probably go down and crank it up quick, blow it out, come back and turn it off. But every time you're around these things, even after a week or two or something, drain them out if you can. Just keep them drained out. Okay, she threaded in there a long way, but I just took all I could get. She went in pretty deep, so she's in the wall. Now let's go see what it's like hanging down. I'm sweating like a horse up here. You know, I got to do something with this. This was my dad's toolbox, and I just keep junk in there now. How to fix it up? Do something with it, but the only problem with it is it weighs more than tools you put in it. Thing weighs a ton. Might take it to the house, use it for a toolbox or something. God, what a mess that stuff makes. Well, okay then, that's all I'm going to get out of that. That's all I want, is that little bit hanging down. And I'm going to put my 3-piece on it now. And then I'm kind of curious. Let's see how far this 100-foot hose goes. I don't need it to go real far out because I got an auxiliary blue hose up there in case somebody pulls way out front, which happens now and then. But I just need this to make it to the other side of the lift. Let's see how far it goes. This is terrific. So I got it tied to the grinder at the back wall, and it runs all the way through here, and I got all this spare. So I can get to a car out there easy without using that old blue hose. I think I've had that blue hose since I lived in Eflin. So there is such a place if y'all have never heard of it. And that's going to be great. So I'm perfectly okay with this. So I don't think I'm going to go real high on it. I'm just going to kind of go up. I'm not going to go, you know, do up. Ooh, that's not good. Don't do that. It was kind of twisted up, so okay, let's not let it stay like that overnight. Okay, I'm going to go look at it. Just, well, let's do this then. Undo this one and then kink it this way. See, I told you I had to tie it back here. Okay, unkink. Come on, come on, come on. There you go. I'm going to keep it over there because I don't want to drive on it and put a car tire on it all night too. So, oops. I don't know, everything's fighting me today. I guess I'm a little weak from my hay fever. Okay, let's get this stuff over and get cars in. Now, I'm probably going to use, let's talk about this because I had kind of a question about it. I think I mentioned it some time ago. It's back there now. I had a reel, but the O-rings go out in it all the time. I'm sick to death of it. So I probably will I got to take all this stuff here out and kind of redo my pneumatic corner here, and maybe even put this a little bit more that way. That's off a 1947 MGTC, actually, that wheel. So, okay, let's get everything in, go in. That's enough, and that's too much. Start on tomorrow. It's supposed to be cooler a little bit later anyway. All right, let's get all stuff out of your pockets. I know, I use them. I'm not ashamed. Oh, carry everything in your pocket. Okay. Well, it's been a couple of days. So there's my little line. it's not interfering with the garage door. And there's that old orange hose. So we're going to take all of this down right now, and I don't care how, because it ain't no good. So let's get all this out of here. I got to take that TR4 out today. Let me do that first, and then we'll do this. So I've got the old system down. So here's most of the fittings. It's a lot of things because it was a little leaky, and you know, the two big valves and all that stuff. This is going to be a much more robust system. And there's all the old hose out there, that old orange stuff. I thought there was more of the orange stuff, but that's okay. Don't matter as long as it's out here now. Look, rabbit. Golly, man, we need some eagles or hawks around here. Rabbit. Come on, rabbit. So they're bold. There's so many of them. So anyway, all that's going to be hitting the bin. And got my ladder ready, and I'm ready to hook that stuff up there. My little Y pipe. God, I hate cutting this stuff, but that's about all I can do. So that's what we're going to do. And there's my triangle piece. I'm going to double clamp them. I got that ready. Don't need much of that, but when I do the ends I will. So, well, I'll finish this up today, I think. Mark Thompson said one time he'd like to get up here with a 50 caliber machine gun and hunt for deer. Pretty doggone good idea, actually. Alright, well, that would be Mark Thompson for us. Okay, so I'm all set. I got all my plumbing done. We'll do a final walkthrough. Let's turn this thing on. It rained out. There wasn't any water in it. Let's take this toolbox down. Thought about that earlier today and do something with it. I think I'm over most of that anyway. Okay, and never over all of it, are you? So, I do have a bunch of thermostats and stuff in here, so I kind of want to get all that cleared out anyway. This is one of my very first memories, this toolbox. Okay. Alright, we'll do something with that. Okay. So I got my Y piece up there. I've got the goo on the barbs. I got it double. You can probably see it. I got 2 clamps on each one. I just ran it through there. I just ran it over here. I don't think that's going to hit my tractor. So I got all this stuff where it ought to be. Oh, gotta get back. It's the easy thing. We all forget it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to let that run a little bit since it was on 0. But let's talk about this. So I'm just going to string it down here for now. I got to go in. It's almost 7. So I'm curious to see how far this goes out. Oh, one other ceremonious little thing. I've got all my fittings off of everything. I always save those. This is this blue hose. Boy, that thing there. So all the toils and troubles, all the patches of where it's been busted, and there might be a fitting in there actually, but I don't know. I'll put it there and remind me to look at it later. But let's wrap this thing up. Let's see how far out I get. Where's that Milton egg? And let's put this on. Where's the good Milton one? There it is. And let's put. Well, it's got to end somewhere. There it is. Okay. So, sounds like it. So let's see how far out we can go, because that's one of my issues was I couldn't. It's just hard to service stuff out in the here. So let me sort this out. Just give me a minute. I got it pulled all the way through, as good as I probably am ever going to do it. So let's see how far out we can go here. I can go out to here. I can't turn the camera that way. Oh, I got more? We'll go into the barn and then look out, and then I really don't want to pull this thing through the mud, so I'm just going to let that kind of sit right there. And you can see how far out. Boy, that's great, because usually I bring cars right here and service them right here on this beginning of this pad. And so, yeah, baby, look at that. I go all the way out there. So I can get around anything now. That's nice. So nothing usually gets serviced in the driveway, of course. It's either I like it on the concrete pad. So that is fabulous, worth $140 or whatever it ended up being. So I'm going to let this thing run. I'm going to let the tank fill up and cut off, and then I'm going to come back in the morning and see if when I flip it on, if it does that. But I'll do that. I'll give you an update on that. Let's wrap this thing up. I got to go. All right, thanks a lot. Give me the old thumbs up. It wasn't supposed to rain today, so you can see all the wetness. So anyway, thumbs up, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and get Uncle Tony and Kiwi to see if they can do a little fighting for me, get me some subscriptions. I sure would appreciate it. So it's been a long time since I've had, you know, enough to matter. But I'm building up slow, so you can do it one person at a time. I sure do. I appreciate you guys watching some of my videos. And oh, look at this! It's part of a brake job. So yeah, okay. So anyway, that's it for now. Talk to you later. Don't break anything while I'm gone. It goes there.